Welcome back to the channel, Riding Solo. I'm your host, Dion, and today's topic is pretty much the top 3 stupid things motorcycle influencers do, motorcycle YouTubers do. And like, I'm gonna just add a little disclaimer in there. I have nothing against these guys, but y'all do some stupid stuff, man. It's just crazy. And the first stupid thing that these guys do, motorcycle influencers, motorcycle YouTubers, whatever you want to call them, is they'll buy a brand new bike and go crazy with the pricey mods, the pricey modifications to the bike, right? These guys put so much money into these bikes. It's like they're not racing them professionally, you know, so it's not like the bike's earning the money to be the lightest, to be the fastest. So they'll put like a $10,000 exhaust on a brand new bike. I'm like, I would rather take $10,000 and invest it and make $20,000 in a month. You know, I understand that it's these guys' business, you know, to make money or whatever you want to call it. But at the same time, it's like, I saw the one guy, he put like $40,000, $50,000 into a bike, right? I think he bought the bike for like $45,000, and then he put like an additional $45,000 or $50,000 into the bike, and then he decided to sell the bike, right? And he sold the bike for like $28,000, bro. It's like, I mean, talk about a bad financial investment, you know, like, that's just crazy. You buy a bike, you put a $10,000 exhaust on it, titanium bolts, all these added extras to make the bike light, right? And it's like, man, to put that much money into a bike it's just crazy. I mean, I could see just the basics, you know, to make the bike sound a little bit nicer, like a little slip-on exhaust, you know, maybe a little tail tighty or something like that. But I mean, you don't need titanium bolts. You don't need a $10,000 exhaust. Like, you don't need, you know, all this race stuff just to show off to your buddies. I mean, I'd rather invest that kind of money if I got that kind of money to blow and actually make money, not lose money. So, with that being said, the second stupid thing that these motorcycle influencers / YouTubers do is this really bugs me right here. I'm not gonna lie, this really irks me when they do this. They will take their mirrors and delete their mirrors off the bike, which is the stupidest thing you could do, right? It's like, I need to see traffic behind me. Like, you can see a car behind me, you can see those cars. Why would I delete my mirrors and I can't see if I'm about to get run in the back of or who's behind me? It's just gonna help me be a better driver, right? So, with that being said, you know, I'll be on YouTube and I'll be watching motorcycle videos, and these guys do this group rides, you know, like hundreds of people, hundreds of motorcycle riders, right? And nobody has rearview mirrors, and I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, why do you guys got no mirrors? Like, y'all don't care about the traffic behind y'all? So it's like, it creates this negative influence to new riders. Oh, I want to be cool. You know, I'm going to take my mirrors off. You're going to be cool in a hospital bed when somebody ran in the back of you because you can't see anything, right? So, I mean, that's just extremely stupid. Unless you're going to like a racetrack or something, why? A lot of these guys are just trying to look cool. They're not going to racetracks. They're not, you know, they're trying to be like MotoGP riders or World Superbike riders or Moto America riders or something. It's like, that's the only time where I could see deleting your mirrors will be beneficial, because you're on a racetrack, you don't have to worry about a car rear-ending you, you know? So that's the only time I could see that being a smart decision. You know, taking the rearview mirrors off. But just for everyday riding like I'm doing right now, I ride to work, I ride home, you know, I ride to restaurants. I like seeing cars behind me, you know, I like seeing it. I like to know that's a safety concern, man. It's like, that's why the mirrors are on there in the first place. It's like, That's almost like not putting a license plate on, or not having headlights or something like that. Like, why would you remove something that's ultimately gonna keep you safe and it's making it unsafe? I mean, that's so stupid to me. But like I said, I feel like a lot of these guys are not the brightest, you know, toy on the shelf, if you want to say that. So everybody is just copying each other, you know, and just, man, it's just the influence is just crazy. It's like, you know, I grew up in a different time. Like I said, I'm 40 years old. You know, my mom always taught me to be yourself, you know. Don't copy people. Be you. Be Dion. And that's what I've always been. If I'm going to set a trend, people are going to copy me. I'm not going to be a follower. I'm just not going to be a follower. That's not something I do. But we live in a world to where literally everybody's a follower. You know, nobody wants to, you know, have a brain of their own, and they just pretty much copy everybody else. But I don't do that. I was riding with one of my coworkers one day, and he was like, yeah, I took my mirrors off. I deleted my mirrors. I'm going to ride with it today like that with you. I said, okay, cool, whatever. And I said, I don't think that's a good idea. And he goes, well, I'm going to just see, because everybody does it and it looks cool. It makes the bike look cleaner. I'm not going to lie. It does make the bike look cleaner, but it's not safe. So my coworker, we going to ride on the backcountry road, and I'm behind him, right? Because obviously I don't like to be pushed. I'd rather follow somebody and trail somebody, right? And just ride my pace and my ride, you know? So with that being said, we on the back roads, and we come to this red light, and he stops, and he almost got rear-ended, right? And I'm sitting there watching it happen, and I'm like, oh crap, he's about to get run over, you know, because the car probably was texting or something, didn't see him stop, you know, and the car hit the brake, and the tire started smoking, and I'm like, oh man, he's gonna get run over. And the car stopped like just in time, but he didn't see any of it. He didn't see any of it. And so we pulled over, and I said, dude, you almost just got run over. Like, that car almost rear-ended you. He's like, what? I was like, yeah, that car almost rear-ended you when you stopped at the red light. And he was like, oh, I didn't see it. Well, I'm like, if you would have had mirrors on, you would have seen it, you know? So as a new rider, you know, I understand everybody wants to kind of be the same and want to copy each other, you know, but it's like, if you're going to copy somebody that's doing the right thing, you know, that's making good choices in their life. You know, it's already, you know, a safety issue and hazard riding this thing in the first place. You know, we have to be on the road with all these cars. So the rearview mirrors is essential. So whatever you new riders do, and even experienced riders, the guy that was riding with that did that was an experienced rider. He's riding for like 20 years. So with that being said, new riders, experienced riders, intermediate riders, do not take your mirrors off because you need them. All right, the next, the third stupid thing that these motorcycle influencing YouTubers do, and this really bugs the crap out of me. This even worse than the last one. So what these guys do is smoke the front screen out, the windscreen. I mean, like pitch black to where you can't see nothing. And that's so stupid, bro. Cause I know how I ride this thing. That windscreen is there to not just, you know, allow air to flow over your head, but it's there so you can see out of. So I know when I'm on the freeway and I'm doing higher speeds, you know, 80 miles an hour, whatever, 85 miles an hour on the freeway, the wind can get really bad, right? So I'll tuck down, right, like that. And the whole time while I'm in the full tuck, I still can see because my front visor is clear. So I can still see, you know, if I need to swerve or get over or turn or I'm on the corner, I can see through the corner. The windscreen's not smoked, you know, because it's clear. And that be like some of the miles these guys be doing. It's like, don't do stupid stuff like that. Like, why do you need a pitch black smoke windscreen? Like, why? I don't understand. Because it looks cool? I mean, it don't look cool to me. So it's like, that's another safety concern. Let me lift my visor up here because it's pretty hot out here today. But hopefully, we don't hear a ton of wind because I just lifted my visor up. But new riders, please don't smoke your windscreen or get a new smoke windscreen, because ultimately it's a safety concern, because you can't see if you have to tuck because the wind's getting bad, or if you're at a racetrack, you need to tuck, you need to see where you're going. That's not a good idea, but I see literally every bike with a smoke windscreen. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't know how much it is. I'm assuming it's like $100, $150, $200, but I mean, it's probably a cheap modification to do. And, it's pretty popular with everybody, but, it's like spending all this money on these modifications like a smoke windscreen, or like, those weird domino throttles, or that crap right there. Is like, I'm not wasting money on that, man. The factory ones are fine with me. So I just pretty much leave it. Like my bike, I've had it I bought it in 2023, brand new. And right now it has almost 10,000 miles on it. And everything is bone stock. I haven't, did a tail tidy. I haven't done a ECU flash and tune. I haven't done any of that, right? So with that being said, I'm probably gonna get an exhaust, right? Just because I feel like if people could hear me on this thing, that'll help me with safety. I'm actually doing something that's gonna help me with safety. But at the same time, I'm not gonna spend $10,000 on a full exhaust. I'm not gonna spend $5,000 on a full exhaust. I've even seen it so bad to where somebody will buy a brand new Ducati, right? And just for a slip-on, guys, it's $5,000, like $5,800 for a slip-on. I mean, that's just absurd, bro. That is absurd. If I'm gonna put like a little aftermarket exhaust on there, I'll probably get like and I'm gonna do a video about this because I feel like just for safety reasons, it'll be better if people could hear me next to them or hear when I'm coming up on them. So I'm trying to do a safety improvement. So, but at the same time, with that improvement, I'm not gonna spend a fortune on it. I'm just gonna buy like an M4 GP slip-on exhaust. I think those go for like 300 and some bucks. That way, people can kind of hear me. And then also it's gonna sound a little bit better. The main reason why I haven't done it yet is because I kind of live up in an upscale neighborhood. So, and like I said, I ride this bike every day to work. So I don't want to wake my neighbors up and upset my neighbors. But it's starting to get to be a safety concern, because just yesterday I was on the freeway and the lane was merging like this, and this guy saw the lane merging. He didn't even care, and I was already in front of him anyway. He sped up, and then so I'm like, dude, you don't hear the bike? He can't hear the bike. He wasn't looking, couldn't see. So it's like, that's the main reason why I'm doing it. But I'll probably get an exhaust on there. If I do anything else, I might do a tail tidy, like a cheap one, just to make the bike look a little bit cleaner. But I will not be taking my mirrors off. I mean, I'm not gonna be flashing it and the ECU and tuning it, because I feel like this bike has enough power for what I'm doing it, what I'm using it for. I just pretty much use it for work, commuting to work, riding on the weekends for fun. And I'm gonna start doing some track days, and I'm gonna do some videos for you guys about that. But I'm not gonna be doing pricey mods. I like to try and be financially responsible, and spend money adequately. Look at that shit right there. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I need an exhaust. That dude literally just didn't hear me, because I was right next to him and almost got over on me. But like I said, I saw him, and I'm ready to make evasive maneuvers if I have to. But that's the dangers of riding a motorcycle. Nobody sees you. I'm in a bright green bike, and nobody sees me. Nobody can see or hear me. It's ridiculous. So just as I'm talking about getting an exhaust so I can be louder, that happens. So that's the prime example of why I actually need it, just to help me, you know, stay alive, nobody get over on me on the road. Because I've ridden this bike for, and then this guy can't even drive. Look how he just squares in there. I've been putting it off for this long, but it's, like I said, it's becoming a safety concern, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And I'm gonna do a video about that so you guys can see and hear the new exhaust. But that's all for this video. Those are the 3 stupid things that the motorcycle influencers and YouTubers do, as far as just ridiculous modifications to that bike that don't make sense to me. Thanks for tuning in to my channel, Riding Solo. I'm your host, and see you in another video. Have a good one.